In today's meeting, we will use a more versatile approach of self-inquiry by asking, who am I? That's the first and most important inquiry question. And in the inquiry, we are not expecting an answer. The answer is not important as much as the actual experience of openness. So it is not a mental exercise to receive an answer such as you are the most beautiful angel, or you're the most wonderful being in your own life that you are, which of course you are. But the purpose of self-inquiry is to come to this silent openness, to come to experience something deep. So it's a way to go around the mind, beyond the mind, or through the mind, into that openness. There are two more useful questions that can be accompanied in the self-inquiry practice. One of them is to ask, what is behind this feeling? What is behind this emotion? What is behind this sense? What is behind this experience? Because most commonly, people tend to focus on the experiences, such as seeing certain colors, seeing certain shapes or forms or dimensions or energies, of which the universe is full of. The universe itself is a content, objective, subjective content, and the experiences can be pretty much infinite in their diversity, especially the energetic experiences and multidimensional experiences, of which I am also very familiar with due to my openness of the third eye, the clear seeing. However, the experiences can be truly infinite, but we are looking deeper. What is behind this experience? Where does this experience take place, or in where it takes place? What is the context of the content of the experience? You may understand that the present experience is happening in the present moment. That's one way of looking at it. It is also happening in the present space. Just like in the analogy of the white canvas and the painting, the paint that is painted upon the white canvas. So when we look at the painting, we usually appreciate what is painted on top of the white canvas, and we completely ignore the white canvas. When we read a book, we usually look at the black letters, but we ignore the white paper of the book. And when we watch the movies, we usually look at the images, but not at the white screen in the theater. So thus, in this inquiry, it is more important what is behind. What is behind the paint? It's the white canvas. What is behind the images upon the screen? It's the white screen itself. What is behind these letters in the book? It's the white page, paper. So what is behind this present experience? What is behind these feelings, these energies? Where do these energies appear in space, in the present space? And what is behind this all experience, whatever it may be in its infinite diversity and variety, including the experience of love, the experience of happiness, the experience of peace, the experience of bliss. What is behind those even most beautiful experiences? So that is another deeper way of inquiring, to see the nature of consciousness, the unchanging consciousness, to see the nature of the unchanging awareness, unchanging openness, the transparency in which it all happens. And the third most important way of inquiry is to ask also yourself, is this the totality of who am I? So when we ask, who am I, you may experience, for example, a lovely sense of peacefulness. And to go deeper, you may ask yourself, is this totality of who am I? Yeah, so you get a sense of peacefulness, but is this the totality of who am I? Or you ask, who am I? And you sense a certain sense of beingness, and you further go deeper to ask, is this the totality of who am I? This beingness, is this the totality of who am I? Or you may get an experience love in a deep meditative state, but then you ask, is this the totality of who am I? And what happens in this subsequent extra inquiry is that it allows one to open up even further, even deeper. Yes, or you may experience stillness, and you ask, is this stillness the totality of who am I? So it further opens you up. And actually, the totality of who you are is a lot more than a specific quality, such as stillness, such as love, such as peace. The totality of who you are, actually, it's the present openness, aware openness, conscious openness, transparent openness. Buddha named it as emptiness. But the emptiness is not empty, because within the emptiness, the whole universe is included. It is not the vacuum of completely nothing, but the complete inquiry. The nature of the absolute self is that it includes even that which is within the emptiness, the universe, all experiences. So the totality of who you are is that which is the emptiness within which is also the experience, whatever it is. We're not trying to figure out what is this experience, because that would be, it's changeable. It's the whole universe. We would have to figure out the whole universe, what it is, how it works. And there are many perspectives on that in multiple dimensions. It's not for philosophers, not for scientists. It's way, way beyond all of that. But the totality of who you are is the present, if we can put it into words, as a pointers, which has to be experienced, not understood. But the pointers are that you are the openness, emptiness, in which the experience happens, in which whatever happens, happens. And that's the changing phenomenon. From the most mundane activity to the most blissful experiences happen in that. And you are that. It's all for in your own inquiry. You will discover that At that stage, the openness is open, and all seemingly separate entities that seemingly we are all in that same openness, which we can all experience. And that is the consciousness itself, or what we call the full consciousness, or the natural self. So these are the three key ways of inquiring, and they work wonderfully when we join them together. As I mentioned at the beginning, the inquiry needs to be done in a meditative state. So one needs to be already familiar with meditation. And it works even better, especially with a consciousness transmission. With a transmission of higher consciousness, or the source self, source consciousness, which allows to, on one hand, to decode the conditioned mind, and on the other hand, the consciousness transmission supports your familiarity with the natural self, so that you can familiarize with what that is, and it will support your capacity to remain a bit longer in full consciousness, to start recognizing what that is. So the full consciousness transmission has many, many benefits multidimensionally that occur to decode the conditioned mind, to help you support the natural self, familiarize with the natural self, integrate the natural self, and to also, well, assist you to align more with that, help you navigate through the obstacles of the mind.